Well, how's it going? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone and Dylan Pickups, and we are gonna get on into our Ibanez Jem project. This thing, we're waiting for some parts for it to get started, and they are here. So let's do it. So today we're gonna talk about tuning keys. You know, tuning keys are obviously very, very important. A lot of people think though that the quality of the tuning key is going to have a lot to do with the tuning stability of the guitar. We're going to get into friction and some other things later in this project where we'll talk about tuning stability. And it's different with a Floyd Rose guitar, you know, with a double action tremolo. The tuning keys themselves really come down to the accuracy of tuning more than the tuning stability, unless they slip. Okay, a lot of times tuning keys that don't allow a guitar to stay in tune aren't necessarily because of the keys themselves. Most of the time it's because you have too many wraps around and that coil allows it to kind of like spring in and out or chatter in and out if it's one of the wound strings as the strings move. Okay, so that can give you some problems. The other thing that can give you problems is obviously just slippage. And if you don't put enough wraps on your tuning key, that can give you some slippage too. Now obviously all of this kind of applies differently with a double locking Floyd Rose tremolo. But just for the sake, since we're discussing tuning keys, we're going to talk about one of the keys that I like to use for the more modern stuff is these Sperzel locking tuners. Now locking tuners on a Floyd Rose guitar are a little bit of an overkill, but when I called Sperzel and said, hey, you know, can you help me out with this project? They're like, yep, this is what they sent me. And this is kind of their, this really is their staple tuning key, is their locking tuner. And one of the things I really like about it is when you lock the string in there, all you have to do is pull the string through the hole and lock it, and you don't have to worry about wraps around a post. That really helps with tuning stability in a conventional guitar or in something with a actual vibrato on it, like a Bigsby or something like that. So because you don't have all those wraps around there to cause trouble. Because that's really where your tuning instability comes from in relation to a tuning key. So like I said, maybe it's a little bit more overkill with this particular build because we have a locking nut, but hey, nonetheless, Sperzel was awesome and they wanted to send us some stuff and they sent them, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them on. So let's go ahead and get going on it. So one of the things I noticed when I started working on this guitar is that, believe it or not, these tuning keys were really only hand tight, okay? And what can happen when a tuning key is only hand tight is it can cause it to walk back and forth a little bit, causing you tuning instability problems. On a less expensive guitar, actually on all guitars really, when you buy a new one, that's something I would check, is the tuning key nut, and make sure that it's tight so that you don't have that thing walking back and forth on you. One of the things that we're gonna have to do, switching from the factory tuners that came on this guitar to the Sperzel tuners, is the locating pin is located in a little bit different spot. So we're gonna go ahead and use our template. I use Sperzel a lot, so I have made a template for this so that we can have that pin drilled in the right position. Okay, so now that we've got our hole drilled, we can go ahead and very easily drop this tuning key into the hole, and it should line up perfectly. And screw this baby in. Something with Sperzel that you really want to watch is just make sure that you don't cross thread this nut. And we go ahead and give that a turn. Now I like them to be tight, but you don't have to crank down on them super hard. I've got enough torque there to keep that baby tight. And there we have one Sperzel tuning key installed in our Ibanez Jem Jr. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that 5 more times, and we're gonna have stable tuning, and we're gonna have locking tuners that don't slip and that are not only finger tight all the way down on our Ibanez Jem Jr. All right, so after we have pre-drilled all of our locator pins and set the tuning keys in there and tightened up the nuts, that's what we've got. We have an Ibanez Jem Jr. with replaced tuning keys, better tuning stability, and more importantly, they're tight in the guitar, the gears are more durable. That's really one of the problems with these cheaper tuning keys, is the gears aren't as durable and they have a little bit more slop and play in them, where these are very, very nice tuning machines. So that's that. That is this stage of the project. Next time we're going to change our locking nut and our retainer bar over to the proper Floyd Rose stuff that Floyd Rose has sent us. So definitely thank you very much to Sperzel for helping us out with this project, as well as Cruise Tools, the tools of Dylan Pickups and Dylan Talks Tone. And we will, until then, we will talk to you next time.